Meet Valia, a little dog whose story of pain and overcoming touched our hearts deeply. She was found in a state of complete abandonment, lying for hours on end on a snow-covered ravine, struggling in vain to hide among the frozen bushes. The sight was desolate. Her sad, empty eyes reflected the exhaustion of someone who is slowly giving up fighting for her own life. Valia was alone, enveloped in the biting cold, without the strength to get up, motionless in front of a world that seemed to have forgotten her. For hours, perhaps days, she remained there, vulnerable and invisible to the eyes of those who passed by. Cars crossed the road without stopping, completely ignoring her presence, while the noise of the horns made her shrink even more, as if trying to disappear from the reality of her suffering. There were no houses nearby, nor any sign that anyone could help her. Everything indicated that Valia was a homeless dog, or worse, that someone had cruelly abandoned her in that desolate place, condemning her to a slow agony. In the midst of her pain, Valia still found the strength to fight for her life. Her barks, although weak and desperate, echoed through the icy solitude like a last cry for help. And it was thanks to this cry for help that her life took an unexpected turn. When we found her, Valia was completely exhausted, her body barely moving, and her eyes, full of fear, begged for help. She tried to hide, frightened by our approach, but the pain prevented her from going far. When we finally managed to rescue her, what we saw broke our hearts. On the way to the vet, Valia was completely stressed. The sound of the car engine seemed to bring back memories of terrible moments. She cried, tried to escape, and bit, as if every minute inside that vehicle was a nightmare relived. Her reaction showed us how much she had suffered. The vet made a quick diagnosis. Valia had broken her femur and had an open wound on her foot, which must have been causing her unbearable pain. The wound was stitched up immediately, and with some effort, she was able to eat a little. This was the first sign that Valia had not completely given up hope. Surgery was scheduled urgently. Her bones were so badly damaged that they would need to be removed. The veterinary team knew that the road to recovery would be long and uncertain, but hope was alive. When Thursday arrived, Valia underwent surgery. The operation was complicated, but everything went as expected. From that moment on, Valia began her journey to recovery. On the 5th day after surgery, Valia was already showing signs of improvement. Her body was responding to the treatment, and she seemed a little relieved. On the 7th day, something surprising happened. The barrier of distrust that had existed between us began to dissolve. Valia, who had previously been frightened and reacted by biting, no longer needed a muzzle to approach. She was beginning to understand that we were there to help her. With each passing day, her fear gave way to trust. By the 10th day, Valia was a completely different little dog. She had learned to trust the people around her and began to socialize with other dogs. It was heartwarming to see her progress. She had previously been barely able to stand up, but now she was playing and running around, enjoying every moment of her new lease on life. Now, 15 days later, Valia is preparing for a new phase of her journey: rehabilitation. This process will be essential for her full recovery, but most importantly, Valia is ready to find a loving home. All the pain she has faced, all the suffering she has been through, are finally behind her. What Valia needs now is a family who is willing to love her, protect her, and give her the affection she has always deserved. If you or someone you know is willing to give Valia this chance, please contact Zlata_TV through the link in the description of this video. Thanks to everyone who helped and cared for Valia, she now has the chance to live a full life, surrounded by love and security. Valia's story is a testament to the power of compassion. She showed us that with love and dedication, Even the deepest wounds can heal. Our thanks go to everyone who cared, helped, and made this incredible transformation possible. Valia still has a long way to go, but with the support of all of us, she will finally be able to enjoy a life full of happiness. Together, we are changing lives, and Valia's is undoubtedly one of the most inspiring stories we have ever seen.